Hi Crypto World, I'm Yuvia Ivanova. Welcome back to the Founder Series. Our guest today is Marc Kenigsberg, the founder and CEO of CoinJanitor. CoinJanitor is a project that sweeps up inactive coins and pays users to trade them in. It also monitors the health of the different projects in the crypto space and provides APIs for this data to be used on other platforms. CoinJanitor is now in the middle of their public sale, which ends on May 31st, 2018. CoSyndicate is announcing a partnership with CoinJanitor to share and monitor data on the health of the projects that come through the CoSyndicate investing platform. This will enable CoSyndicate users to see how well the projects they invested in are doing over time. For all the links and show notes from this episode, go to cryptoradio.io/CoinJanitor. This episode is brought to you by bitguild.io. BitGuild is a new gaming platform built using blockchain technology. Their mission is to redefine the relationship between gamers and game developers. On the BitGuild platform, gamers maintain full ownership and control of their virtual items, which are stored on the blockchain. They can transfer items and progress between compatible games, and they can make in-game transactions safely and cheaply, and sometimes free. Developers who join the platform will get a direct link to an established player base with a strong community and a network of like-minded developers building on the same platform. Developers will also have the potential for direct game development funding from BitGuild. The first version of the BitGuild portal is now live. You can log in with MetaMask, buy the Plat token, and play BitGuild's first game, Ether Online. They now have a full inventory wallet system for in-game items. In the coming weeks, the marketplace will be implemented, and several independent developers are joining the site to bring their unique games to the BitGuild family. Go to cryptoradio.io/play to start playing, and join the BitGuild official Discord server to connect with the team.
Welcome to Crypto Radio. We interview the top thinkers and entrepreneurs in the blockchain and cryptocurrency industry. We also cover topics like trading, investing, and ICOs. We're your hosts, Mike Gilliland, Michael Pohl, Chris Sparks, and Yuvia Ivanova. We're entrepreneurs, crypto investors, and co-founders of a new blockchain investment platform called CoSyndicate.io. We created CoSyndicate and Crypto Radio to make crypto investing a better experience for you. If you're new to the show and you'd like a list of our top episodes and resources, go to cryptoradio.io/start. If you like our podcast, you can subscribe, share, and follow us on social media and leave us a rating and review on iTunes and elsewhere. It helps others find the show and we really appreciate it. You can find all those links at cryptoradio.io/start.
Hi Marc, welcome to the show.
Hi Yuvi, thanks for having me.
So why don't you hit us with your elevator pitch?
So it's very simple. The product we're talking about is CoinJanitor. And the idea of CoinJanitor is to try clean up the too many failed coins and dead coins in the market so that we can have a healthier marketplace and restore some of the lost value from these projects.
And how do you do that?
We cooperate with project owners. We take over these projects and we buy out all of the tokens by paying users for all of their coins that they hold that aren't worth anything anymore. And then we strip out all of the assets from the project, anything that's reusable in terms of websites or code. And then we shut down the blockchain and delete the cryptocurrency.
Oh, interesting. And how did you come up with this idea?
I was having an argument with a friend about the number of worthless coins that exist in crypto and the idea that at some point in the future it's going to come back to bite us unless we do something about it. And we realized that there was actually no record. There was no place you could go to check how many coins there were or the health of these projects. So we started profiling it. And the deeper we went, the more we realized how bad the problem is. So we came up with a plan to try and do something about it.
How did you get into the crypto industry to begin with?
So about 6 years ago, I read an article about Bitcoin. And like so many people, I didn't understand it. So I started researching, going online, trying to understand how the protocol worked. And the more and more I got involved, the more that I was interested and the more that I went down the rabbit hole. And I guess the rest is history at this point.
Cool. Are there any other projects that are trying to do similar things as you? And if yes, then what are they doing?
No, so they actually aren't. The only two things that come similar are a project from years ago called the Bar Project, which try to do universal burns on listed tokens, and that stopped. And then there's the Dead Coins list, deadcoins.com, which is a community curated list of failed projects and their status, but they're not doing anything except cataloging it. And we actually did a partnership with them. So they're a part of our project and they're involved in CoinJanitor. But we are the first project that's ever tried to actively clean up crypto.
How far along are you guys in the project now?
So we're actually ready to deploy. We spent the last year building all the data platform, building the tech, setting up the operational processes. So we're doing an RCO at the moment. Next month, we list on an exchange and began discussions with coins. So we'll actually be starting within the next month. RCO ends and we begin. There's no product to build, no tech to wait. We're actually ready to pull the trigger.
Cool. And what are your plans for the next 6 to 12 months? What's in your roadmap?
So for the next few months, we want to do a few acquisitions to show the market how it works, to get users used to the idea of onboarding and test our operational processes at scale. And then 3-4 months from now, we're going to be releasing public data, all of the things we've collected, and we're going to be providing APIs into our health metrics. And then we're going to move to parallel processing, where we'll be doing multiple buyouts at the same time. And then in the beginning of 2019, we'll release the first tools, which were developed by our community. And we'll also release the deeper ERC20 integration, which includes POS voting, as well as integrations to a whole bunch of exchanges and platforms for automatic coin deployment. And then we're going to move to automatic burns and universal addresses for cross-chain interoperability.
What are some of the milestones? Like, how will you measure that your project is being successful?
Great question. I think the first one is, the RCO, that we get some sort of support. And that's not in the form of money, but just that people receive the idea well and support it and spread the word. And so far, the reaction has been extremely positive. The next milestone will be the first coin we successfully actually buy out, because that validates our use case and proves we can do it. The next milestone we've set for ourselves is the third coin. Once we've done 3, we've proved that it isn't a fluke and that the system is repeatable and scalable. And then the next milestone will be the release of public data API, which will happen in the 4th quarter of this year.
Let's talk about your team. How did you guys all meet and what are your backgrounds?
So we all met in different places. There's 6 of us on the core team, and we have a whole bunch of supporters and people helping us. I came up with the idea, and then I reached out to Stephen, who I've worked with tokenomics on many projects for the last few years. And he's one of the best people I know in crypto for tokenomics. And I explained to him the idea, and we started working on the modeling and the kind of economics behind CoinJanitor. And I reached out to Tzvi, who owns a crypto marketing agency, and he works with some of the biggest brands in Bitcoin. And obviously that was from the marketing side. I met Theo about a year or a year and a half ago at a crypto event overseas. And we got into a discussion about, some really esoteric and philosophical aspects of Bitcoin. And we pursued the relationship, and I offered him to join because he has massive trading and information experience, which is essential for our project. Then Asaf and Tsachi, I worked with both of them on another project where they were providing the development resources. And they have very, very strong development companies and a lot of blockchain tech. And I worked with them and saw what they could do and decided that instead of building it all myself, I would rather outsource to guys who have years of experience already in the space. And that's the core team.
What are your backgrounds before crypto?
So I come from the world of online marketing. I have almost 20 years experience in online marketing. Tzvi is marketing and business. Stephen is primarily economics. Theo is trading. Asaf is development, R&D, also more than 20 years. And Tsachi comes from an R&D and business development background.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us about some of your partnerships and advisors?
So we don't actually have advisors. What we have is what we call supporters. Because it's a community-focused effort, we felt it was better to have a wider breadth of community people in support of the project. So what we have is we have about 60 companies or people that have publicly endorsed us and helped us with advice or, technical designs or directions. And that includes a lot of really well-known crypto companies and some really high-level individuals. And in terms of partnerships, we have quite a few interesting partnerships and some more coming. We have a partnership with Blue Chip Vision and RCO Mint, which is an enterprise scalable blockchain agnostic solution. And we'll be doing a lot of work with them in the future. And RCO Mint is a development platform for deployment of tokens. So we're going to be working with all of their tokens moving forward. We have a partnership with deadcoins.com, which is obviously really, really exciting because they're the largest community for this. And there's going to be a dedicated CoinJanitor section on their website where users can directly interface into us, and they'll be listing, janited tokens, and we'll have dead coins as a key indicator in our data. We have a new partnership with Token Vote, which is a platform for POS voting, and we're one of the first tokens to deploy on their platform that enables voting rights and polls and all kinds of things that are possible with ERC20. We have a partnership with Co-Syndicate, which is a great RCO pool and platform. And they're going to be our test case for feeding our health metrics and our health indicators directly into their system. So automatically monitor the health in projects and any sort of change in project status. Then we have a few other partnerships as well, which are going to be announced imminently. And many of them are waiting for after the RCO. We have a partnership with a social company for sentiment that's going to be feeding us all the social sentiment that we use as an indicator. We have a partnership with a data science company. They're an enterprise company, and we'll announce the name after the RCO, but they're working with us on the data science and the architecture for the platform, as well as going to help us to connect with B2B customers. And other than marketing partnerships and development partnerships for now, I think that's everything we've announced so far, but there's definitely some more coming in June and July.
And what is your strategy for growing your platform?
So the core of our growth strategy is about users. The truest driver of success in cryptocurrency is network effect, and that relates to the users. So unlike many projects which onboard users one at a time or try to convince people to come use their platform, we're going to be onboarding communities at a time, which means hundreds of thousands or thousands of users every time we onboard a project. So we see exponential growth in terms of our community, and we're going to be providing in the short term a private forum and discussion area around these projects where we can have a microcosm of what cryptocurrency was in the beginning, people who care, people who believe in the ideology, people who discuss in an open forum what's best for moving forward. And then towards the end of the year, we're going to give those people rights and access to actually influence the tools in our development. So the idea is to give the community the tools to allow itself to grow and evolve organically while we exponentially increase our rate of growth in terms of users.
And what is your revenue model?
So in the short term, for phase one, we have no revenue model. We want to validate our use case and prove the scale of this before we do anything from a revenue perspective. But towards the end of the year, when we release the public data APIs, there'll be enterprise versions of those APIs. We'll also be producing market reports, and all of these will be paid for access. If you're a holder of our token, you'll get access to it. But if you're not, or you're a company that want to use it, then you'll pay for that on a leasing basis, like financial data. And all tools that we develop proprietary within the community will be accessible by the community, but will be paid for by the outside world. So the revenue model is data and the tools that we develop on the platform.
Can you explain the utility value of your token? Is it mainly just for accessing data, or are there other uses too?
So in the short term, in phase one, the entire utility of the token is actually to be sold, which is kind of crazy, but it works really well in the tokenomics and there's no fear of sell pressure. As soon as we release the data, then the utility becomes access to the community, which is participation in the community, access to data and access to tools, pure utility.
All right, let's talk about your fundraising. How much have you guys raised so far?
So we have a hard cap of 7.5. We have 2.4 raised so far in the last 3 weeks. And we're negotiating at the moment with 2 large funds. So I think that 2.4 is going to look very different, hopefully by the weekend or by Monday. But as of now, 2.4 million.
And what is your plan for spending the capital? How are you allocating those funds?
So the majority of those funds are operational. The scale of what we're talking about requires a lot of frontline people to deal with the manual token swaps. And about 30% is ongoing development. But since the majority of our development's been done already, and the next phase is largely community-led development, we don't have huge R&D costs here. And then we have 20% allocated to marketing so that we can attend events and we can spread the word about the things we're doing and reach more projects. And then there's 10%, which is, legal and finance and kind of operational, infrastructural overhead.
Is there a vesting period for the founders' tokens?
Yeah, we've put them for 2 years. All contributors and partners and, bounty and has no vesting. Everything's accessible immediately. And all founders' tokens are vesting for 2 years.
Are there restrictions on who can buy your tokens?
Yes, we do not accept US. We do KYC for any contributors, and you can't do KYC with US ID. Those are restrictions. And you have to submit KYC. I guess that's a restriction.
Yeah. And what is the date for your crowd sale? The finishing date?
It's the 31st of May. So the public sale ends the end of May.
And when do you plan to distribute the tokens?
Immediately. Tokens are distributed immediately.
Immediately. Cool. All right. So let's finish with a quick pitch. Why should people get involved with your project?
There are 2 ways for people to get involved. If they don't want to contribute, they should get involved and spread the word and join our community. A, because we might be buying worthless tokens from them. And if not, they should spread the word because it's going to make all other cryptocurrencies more useful and more valuable. And from a contribution perspective, because in 6 months' time, once we move to phase 2, being a holder of Jan tokens will give you access to the first ever platform that measures the health of project and all the associated data and tools that comes from it. And there's going to be massive demand to get access to that. And if you don't have the tokens, it could be a very expensive exercise.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining me today. I think it's really cool what you guys are doing. It's a very interesting idea. There definitely needs to be more projects like this in the space that are measuring and monitoring the health of different projects and providing an exit for people as well. I think that's awesome.
Thanks a lot, Yuvi. Thanks for having me.
All right, that's it for this episode. Thanks for listening. For all the links and show notes, go to cryptoradio.io/CoinJanitor. And to check out our sponsor, BitGuild, the gaming platform, go to cryptoradio.io/play.
If you're new to the show and you'd like a list of our top episodes and resources, go to cryptoradio.io/start. If you like our podcast, you can subscribe, share, and follow us on social media and leave us a rating and review on iTunes and elsewhere. It helps others find the show, and we really appreciate it. You can find all those links at cryptoradio.io/start. And finally, if you want to be a sponsor of our show, go to cryptoradio.io/sponsor. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.